You're entering VTV's Chamber Zone. Your business community at work. Representing the Vernal area and Duchesne County Chambers of Commerce, here's Adam Massey and Irene Hansen.
Yeah, for sure. Hi, I'm Adam Massey with the Vernal Area Chamber of Commerce, and with me is my co-host, Irene Hansen of the Duchesne County Chamber. And you're watching Chamber Zone, your business community at work. Irene, it's great to be back. Good to have you back again. You got last month off. I hope things went well, and it was good. It gave me an opportunity to bring in a couple of people with my group. But anyway, it's good to be back with you again.
It is good to be back with you too, Adam. You know, I missed you. It was fun doing the show.
It is.
And I had some great guests too. I brought Albert Foster from Roosevelt City, and the State Parks Director, Fred Hayes.
Fantastic.
Getting ready for the big museum addition, the curation facility. So we'll talk a little more about that. But yeah, I missed you too. It wasn't quite as fun, so I'm glad to be back.
It is.
And you know, today it's funny what comes to mind when we get ready to do these shows, but I was going through the newspaper, of all things, trying to think, you know, what would be some great things to talk about today. And as I was sitting there going through the newspaper this morning, you know, I realized that, you know, in Duchesne and Uintah County, Vernal and Roosevelt, we are really lucky because we have something that is becoming rare in America,
Yeah, we do.
but super rare in rural America, and that is a hometown newspaper.
Yep, that's exactly
You know,
right.
I just started smiling today when I went through the newspaper and I looked at the articles and the celebrations and the teams who had done great and all of the things that we have that were highlighted, and there's always a little bad news too, but it just made me really proud to realize that that's something we have, and I don't think we can take that for granted.
No, you're exactly right. We're very fortunate to have that in our area, and a lot of us go to, just like you're saying, we go there to get information that helps us with what we do, economic development, obviously, you know, with what we do at the chambers, wanting to get information out. And like you say, sometimes it's not always the best news, but there's a lot of good news in there too.
There is a lot of good
and that's what's
news.
fantastic about it. I use it to follow up on some of the sports, you know, things that you're talking about. And we are very fortunate to have a paper that does cover both of our counties and both of our communities, and they do a fantastic job. They're out and about and have been great to work with. I've really enjoyed getting to, I think we swapped here not too long ago. The gentleman from the Vernal area came over to Roosevelt, and the lady that had been in Roosevelt came to Vernal, and that's been a really good fit. I enjoy both of them, working with both of them, and I appreciate them because I know they try to make our ribbon cuttings when we have
They
new
do.
businesses, and I know that they attend your events also, and so we appreciate that. We appreciate the efforts that they make to involve us and participate with us.
Yeah, so I think this is just a kind of a surprise acknowledgement of that.
Big
and
thank you.
you know, I think media just becomes important in any community that's proactive and excited
Yeah.
and all those things. And of course, which takes us back to our wonderful, we've been talking about this for months, and maybe this will be the last time, but maybe not. But still, something very exciting besides spring happened in April. Tell us a little bit about, I was there too, but from a Vernal perspective, that was an unbelievable event.
You know, it was just a fantastic event. You know, the museum expansion with the curatorial facility that they have there. I always get the name mixed up, but you know, it was a great opportunity. That'll be the only time that was ever open that you could come down and actually get to see that. And so, you know, there was a lot of people. I believe they had over 2,000 people.
2,000 people
that
on
came
a
through that Friday.
a
Yeah.
work day, a school day, and if that doesn't say something about how special Vernal is and how special that museum is.
They did a fantastic job. I know you're on that board. Irene, you guys did a wonderful job of putting that together. The speakers were great. The dinner the night before that I attended was fantastic. Everything was laid out perfectly, and everything, I don't think it could have went any better.
No.
It was, you guys spent a lot of time planning that out. And it was great to see the people. It was really kind of funny as I spent quite a bit of time there on Friday. I noticed in the morning there was a lot of families with the younger kids,
yeah.
and then in the afternoons, you know, some of the bigger kids started coming out. And to see what a fantastic turnout they had was great. And you know, the community really rallied around that, and a lot of people got out, and we had Dinah there. Some of the younger kids enjoyed having their picture taken with Dinah the dinosaur, and so just a lot of fun. It was a great event.
know, then another event that we did, I believe it was April 25th, we did an emergency preparedness expo. The first time we've ever done that on a Thursday night in Roosevelt. And it's funny, you have mixed emotions about those things because you don't want to think about scary things.
Yeah.
But on the same token, being prepared, I really realized that being prepared is a positive thing.
Yeah.
As we did that and I saw people look at things and think through things, it doesn't matter whether you're preparing for an exam or you're preparing for a future where you might need some supplies. Sure. It's a good thing, and we sure had a great opportunity.
Yeah. You know, a lot of times none of us want natural disasters or anything to happen, but like you said, and it's key, when you know better, you do better.
That's
and
right.
so if you know about it, then it's one thing, you need to prepare for it. And so hopefully everybody took advantage of that, and I'm sure they did. Fantastic
Great
event.
turnout.
Exactly. Perfect. And we'll be right back to talk more about your local chamber and city events right after this.
Almost 45% of the oil produced in Utah, 7.8 million barrels, comes from Duchesne County. That oil feeds our state economy, provides job growth, and supports local business. Here in Duchesne County, we're working to make Utah an economic, cultural, and technological leader. Whether you're here for business or pleasure, Duchesne County will welcome you with open arms and invite you to explore all the beauty of the Uinta Mountains. Duchesne County, close enough for business, far enough.
Welcome back to Chamber Zone, your business community at work. Irene, before we went to the break, we were talking about how wonderful our newspapers are in our local area, and we were also talking about the great events that we just had. Moving forward a little bit, why don't you tell us about a neat event that you've got coming up that you're excited about, and it's great for the community, it's great for the county there also, with what's going on with the hospital.
Well, again, the hospital healthcare is one of those things we just take for granted, but there's a lot of rural areas in America that don't have that. I've been saying lately, and people are probably getting tired of me saying it, we are the envy of rural America.
Yeah.
We have the prosperity, the opportunities, but we also have the health care. And for Uinta Basin Medical Center, we're celebrating Hospital Week May 12th through the 18th. We have William Joseph coming for a free community concert that is sponsored by the hospital in full, and then hospital showcase that entire week. There's a fun run, an annual 5K run, and we're excited about that because, again, it highlights good health care. Back in April, we've been doing these centennial discussions, I guess, and once a month on a Monday night at Utah State University, we bring in a speaker. And in April, it was 100 years of healthcare in Roosevelt.
Wow.
And Dr. Evans was the one who was giving that presentation. He reminded us that, 50 years ago, we had 6 doctors in the city of Roosevelt. Now we have 60.
Wow, that's amazing.
I mean, of course, we're talking, chiropractors and dentists,
Sure.
but again, 60 doctors in a community, it's unbelievable what that does for us. And one of the recognition that he gave was for nursing. He said that nurses were a lot of the reasons why we were able to start getting doctors. And of course, that was a miracle that we were able to bring a nursing program to Vernal and Roosevelt. That's what helped expand the nursing program. But then you've got a health fair coming. I think yours is a little bit later than ours, but tell us what's going on with your health
Well,
fair.
a fantastic event, and we appreciate the local hospital there, Uinta Basin Medical Center, doing that and sponsoring that. What a great event over in your area. With our event this year, we've moved our health fair. The Chamber's always had a health fair, and we usually do it the first weekend in May. And a lot of times the weather wasn't the best, even in May. We'd like to think it is, but unfortunately, sometimes it's not. This year, Outlaw Fitness Group has decided they came and approached us, and they were wanting to do what they call our Muscle Showdown, which is an event where a bodybuilding competition.
Wow.
And so, we looked at that and said, how can we combine all these events and have maybe a couple of days of really neat events? So we picked the dates of June 28th and 29th.
That's perfect.
And so hopefully the weather will be good, and that's the same time as the Dinosaur Triathlon event, and so the morning, I believe, of the 29th there. And so we're going to be combining, so we'll have the Dinosaur Triathlon, this Outlaw Fitness Muscle Showdown, which will be a competition that will be held at the Vernal Middle School. And then also we're going to have the CrossFit Games, so we've got the local CrossFit community involved with that also, which will be held at the middle school. And so we're moving our health fair, from the rec center over to the middle school, so we'll have booths outside as well as inside for those that need power, and just try to make 2 days of just what you were saying, of fitness and health. And we talked about it in the opening section today of, when you know better, you do better. And I think all of us are concerned. Every year my goal is to, I want to lose a few pounds, I want to get healthier, and I think just about everybody talks about that.
I think so too.
And I think it's great to have, we're fortunate to have the doctors and the nurses and, like you said, the chiropractors and, 60 different doctors there. We're fortunate to have that in rural America. And when we have the same thing in the Vernal area. And so, to get out and learn more about fitness, about health. I struggle. I have an 11-year-old that likes to sit and play Xbox. And my 2 older boys are good. They like to get out and be active and play sports. But, that is one thing today. I think we are more of a sedentary society. We do sit a lot if you have a desk job. And so I think it's important to learn what we can do better, to learn how we can eat better, healthier. It's really come to the forefront here in the last little while. And so a couple of great events in your area, in our area, and we just hope people will get out and support those and get actively involved.
That's exactly right. And, again, we're lucky to have what we have. And, one of the things, besides exercising, also think about getting out. Spring is a great time to do some cleanup,
You bet.
And I know Roosevelt, Duchesne, Vernal, we're all having free dump weeks, cleanup weeks. So let's all get busy and clean up our community. It's a good way to burn calories, help your neighbor, haul off that old couch. And that is a really good way to get fit and help your community. So rather than taking a run this weekend, go out and help your neighbor clean up their yard.
Absolutely. We talk about that, spring comes and it's kind of that new beginning, and we all want to get things cleaned up and get a fresh start. And it seems like after a long winter, that's a great time to do that. And so we'd encourage everybody to get out and participate with that. And
it takes a lot of work, so we need everybody to help.
And it betters our community, it betters ourselves. So we look forward to that. That's a great opportunity to get out and do that. That's it this time for Chamber Zone. Please join us next time right here on VTV Channel 6.